Okay, I believe we are live. Hello, just give me a moment, please. I'll make sure everything is working fine and we shall get started. Okay, all seems to be good. Brilliant. Okay, hello. My name is Ozair and welcome to today's YouTube live stream. It is 5 o'clock in the UK, and every weekday I log online at this time and go through a certain topic about Google Ads, Google Analytics, online digital marketing, and so on. You can join in anytime you like, completely free of charge. And if you have got any questions, you can put it in the comment box on the right hand side, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. So usually the format of the session is I'll cover the topic, and towards the end I'm going to take on the questions. If you have any, please put them as we go along at any point during this live stream. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different, which is about Google Analytics. A lot of business owners, marketeers think of it as the boring subject, and they tend to shy away or not pay too much attention to it, because it is quite important that you at least know how to read the data and see what's happening and what's not happening on your website. So to give you a quick analogy as to why analytics is important for you and your business is like this. When we sit in the car to go from A to B, the first thing we look at when we start the car is look at the dashboard. And whilst we are driving continuously, we are looking at the dashboard all the time, every now and then. Now, if I were to blank out your dashboard and then ask you to drive the car, it will be pretty dangerous and difficult to drive. So what you want to do is you need to have all these numbers on your fingertips. How much petrol you've got in your car, how much, what speed you're going at, are there any red lights popping out or not? Because if you don't know, then you're going to pretty much come to a standstill and break down in the middle of the road somewhere. And this is what happens when you don't pay any attention to Google Analytics. Analytics is that dashboard of your marketing mix, because it's going to give you a bird's eye view of the visitor activity on your website. So whether you're running Google Ads, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or any kind of paid advertising, you need to see which traffic source is driving the most profitable or the least profitable traffic to your website. There's a lot of metrics in analytics, and this is why people don't want to even look at that dashboard. It's like looking in under the bonnet. I mean, especially for me, when I open up the bonnet, I don't have a clue what's what, other than where to put the potentially the oil or the screen wash. But all I care is the numbers on that dashboard in the car when I'm driving, and that's what we're going to go through as to what are the basic numbers and the important numbers which you need to keep an eye on and to be able to understand when you look at them. So this is kind of like a jargon busters session for Google Analytics. Okay, I'm gonna start the presentation. Some of the metrics pretty much is self-explanatory. So something like users. So these are the number of visitors. So the visitors or the users are the same who visit a website. Sessions obviously are not visitors. A session is, so when I go to a website, my session will start at that point in time. So a session is a group of user interactions with your website within a given time frame. So this is the yellow bit is all your session, and within that you can see a person can visit page 1, page 2. I'm going to talk about the event in a bit. They can interact on your website with event 1, event 2, click on a social media interaction like a like button or share button, or may make a purchase on your website. So all of these interactions is within that session. A session is usually for 30 minutes, and it obviously resets at midnight because it's the next day. So let's have a look over here. Someone visits a website at 14:01, so that session will expire at 14:31. Then after a minute of viewing that page, they go and visit another page on 14:02. So then that session will then push forward to 14:32, and then so an event 01, that session is going to expire at 14:33, and whatever that time is over here, it will just add 30 minutes to it. Now quite often we open up a web page and then walk away for lunch or get busy in a meeting or something like that. So if there's no activity for 30 minutes, then the session is going to expire. So the sessions only last for 30 minutes. This again is pretty much self-explanatory, a number of sessions per user. So you want this to be as high as possible, because this shows that the visitor or the user on your website is pretty much interested and engaged in your content of your website. They like the content, and you want this to improve or go up month on month. Page views again is self-explanatory. Somebody views a important page. It could be any page. It could be a blog page, it could be a thank you page, it could be any page on your website. So a single user or visitor can or may obviously have multiple page views on that session. And then we've got pages per session, which is the number of pages visited by a person in a session. Again, we want visitors to our website to visit multiple pages rather than just a single page, because that also indicates to us that that person is interested. And all these metrics which I'm talking about right now and showing you on the screen, they will point to it will point to something that the person who's visiting your website is interested or not interested. Because if these metrics are not happening, that means there's something wrong. You are either driving the wrong traffic to your website, or there's something wrong with the website itself. So things like very slow loading pages. People get fed up if they click on a link or on the navigation bar at the top and the pages don't load up, and then they get fed up, they go to some other website. Average session duration, again, you want to increase this. And how can you increase your session duration is by putting out high quality, great quality content. So it could be a video, it could be a podcast, it could be an infographic, it could be a 2000 word a blog post. So to read that blog post or even part of it is going to take quite a bit of time for someone to read even half of it. So your average session durations will always go up. You'll find that on our website we aim or try to have a video on each and every page of our site, first of all, and secondly on each and every blog post. Because even if somebody clicked on a video, they are going to view or watch that video for, let's say, 30 seconds or something like that, and then pause it, and then they continue to read the rest of the blog post. And if you've got another video at the bottom of that blog post, they may click again and spend a bit more time on it. This is quite important in Google's eyes because it will also help you with your organic rankings. Google looks at everybody's website. When a person comes to your site, they spend, let's say, average session duration is 4 minutes. And when somebody comes to my site and they spend, let's say, 2 minutes, and both of us are directly competing or are competitors to each other, Google knows that your website has got better quality content, because when somebody comes to your site, they're spending more time, they are spending, or they're visiting more pages per visit, they are taking more actions or events, clicking on videos, social media shares, downloading a white paper or a PDF. Straight away, Google knows your site is better than mine, so you are going to get higher rankings, because Google will always try to give the most relevant and the best possible content to someone searching for a problem to their solution. So it's extremely important that you put up good quality content, because it's going to help you overall in your organic rankings as well as conversions on your site, because it builds up that trust on your with you and your brand. This is where a lot of confusion happens with regards to the bounce rate. So what is a bounce rate? What it should be, high or low? So first of all, the percentage of visitors who land on one page and then leave without going to any other on your website. So these are kind of like single page visitors, right? So I come to your site and I don't go to anywhere else, and there I go away, I'm a bounce. I will be classified as a bounce. So what's good, a low or a high bounce rate? So let's say you've got a website which has got lots of blog, or you're driving traffic to a blog. So you want that bounce rate to be as low as possible, because what you would want me as a visitor on your website to do is, after looking at that first page, I click on some other links to some other web pages or blog posts on your site. So it's important that you interlink other pages within your blog post as well to other pages in your site. So without they having going to find out somewhere else, they can just click on it and go to some other pages. So that would not be classified as a bounce. However, if you are driving traffic to a squeeze page or a landing page where you're just asking them to sign up for a free consultation or download a free ebook, PDF, or a white paper, then there is nowhere else to go. So that would be the case of you having a high bounce rate, but that does not mean it's a bad thing, because there is nowhere else to go for someone else other than to take that call to action and then go away. Because what I came for on your website, I found that on that page, I signed up or did not sign up, that's irrelevant, and I went away. So it's horses for courses. You don't need to have just a one number in your head that, oh, my bounce rate is too high or too low. Then we come to events, and you may have heard about event tracking. What is an event? So the event includes a value for a category, action, label, or value. So a category could be, let's say, a video, and the action on it is the play button, and it could be a homepage video, or it could be an about us video. So that could be that label or that name of that video. And the value is what you classify as a value. How valuable is a person viewing that video for you? Now I'll just put in, for example, to give you an example, number 2 over here. This is not a currency or a dollar amount. This is just a value points scoring. So if more people come to your site, let's say 100 people come to your site and 30 of them click the video, they get 2 points. Then you can have a value point for other events or goals as well. So if somebody visits the website, multiple pages of your website, you could also have more points, and then you keep on adding those points. And then this is a micro goal which I'm talking about, because they have not made a purchase or they have not contacted you and become a lead. So what you want to do is to see which traffic source is sending you the most engaged and interacted traffic, and then you can bid the most aggressive, because you know that when I get traffic from this campaign or this keyword or this ad group or this ad, I get someone view my video, visit multiple pages, stay on my website for 10-15 minutes or so, then you know that they are really looking and browsing and consuming your content, but they did not cross the line and contact you or sign up for your call to action, but they were that close. So that is what you want to do, is to, for remarketing purposes, you go after that audience aggressively. Then we have goals which you can set up fairly easily on your website, and you can determine and analyze the engagement of your visitors. So how many people came to your site and visited, let's say, a thank you page, so that means they have signed up to your form or made a purchase, or they may go to an important page on your website, like testimonial or happy client pages or page. Because if they are looking at your customer testimonials and reviews, that means they are probably thinking about signing up with you. They want to see what others are saying about you, and giving you good testimonials and feedback. So they are investigating you, so they're pretty interested in what you are, who you are, and what you do. Time on site, you want to be as high as possible. Number of pages per visit. Video views, for me, it is extremely important, one of the most important goals. Not many businesses or business owners pay much attention to it. You all know, who are here regularly, that video is the core of our marketing mix, and we upload videos pretty much on a daily basis. So from the more people view or watch my videos, the more they are listening to me, taking in the content which I'm putting out, and the trust building process starts as soon as someone clicks that video view. Another great goal is how far down the page they scrolled. If you got a long blog post, you can track whether they went down 50%, 75% or more. Now, if you got a long form or sales page or a blog post, and the call to action is right at the bottom and nobody's scrolling to the bottom of the page, then you know the reason and the problem why you are not getting any signups or conversions, because nobody knows where that button is for that conversion or for that call to action. So that way you can put up multiple call to action buttons throughout that page if it's a long page, and then you can see what's the average length of the scroll, which you can see. You can quite easily set this up using Google Tag Manager and Analytics. This is where I think a lot of you guys get confused and don't understand the difference. I'll try and keep it as simple as possible. Any report you make in analytics will make up of two things: dimensions and metrics. And it's pretty simple once you know what they are. So dimensions are the attributes of the data. So it could be a city name, it could be a browser, it could be the name of a mobile or whatever. Metrics is the quantitative measurements. So it could be number of sessions, number of pages, average time, and so on. So this will give you a better idea as to what is dimensions. So dimension could be the name of a city or the browser which they are using, and the name of the city is here. Metrics could be sessions, pages per sessions, and so on. The easiest way to remember if you do get confused is dimensions are made up of alphabets. Metrics are numbers. It's that easy. I've never seen a metric which has got a alphabet in it. So you can prove me wrong by putting it in the comment that that's not the case, but I've not seen a metric which just has got any alphabets or characters in it. So that's the easiest way to remember what are metrics and what are the dimensions. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed these jargons and understand what analytics is all about, and just get started with setting up simple goals and events and measure them month on month to see whether your website performance is going up or going down. So now's your chance to put in any questions you may have about analytics or about something else, whatever. I'll try and answer them for you. I can see there are a couple of comments over here. Hi Adam, would an average session duration of 1 minute 37 seconds be considered good? Yeah, it's about 97 seconds. So you need to compare it to the previous month on month, or week on week. Is it going up or going down? There's no specific number which could be classified as good or bad. A bad number will obviously be a low number. So when I see from a certain traffic channel 5-second average time, that's junk or spammy traffic. No matter what I do, what I offer, how cheap my prices may be, or how I may be the best Google Ads guy in the world, they're not even looking at it. So you want to kill that traffic off and not invest any resources or money in it, because they're never going to sign up or buy from you. Whereas those people who are spending time on your site, those audiences, those are the valuable audiences, and you want to bid against them or get as much as possible of those. Hello Wesley, would it be possible to do a walkthrough of the Google Analytics on what are the important metrics to pay attention to? Yes, I will go into a dashboard in one of the other sessions, and we'll go through some dimensions and metrics and walkthroughs, especially with setting up goals and dimensions and events. So then you can see so the most important ones which I set up is time on site, number of pages, video views, and obviously the conversions, which are the most important thing. So we'll have a play about in the Google Analytics dashboard. But if you haven't started using Tag Manager yet, at least install it and have a play. It is extremely important, and obviously analytics, you need to have an account and then link these two together. And if you are running Google Ads, link analytics and Google Ads together as well, because that is the key, so that the data flows into Google Ads from analytics, and also the other way around. So you can see all the metrics of Google Ads right inside analytics as well. So there aren't any further questions, so we'll call it a day. So thank you guys for being here today. Hope you had a productive week and have a great weekend, and I shall see you same time on Monday at 5 o'clock. Till then, stay safe and goodbye.